Business is all about solving problems. So being a business leader means having all the right answers, right? Wrong. You can't have all the right answers, but you can have the right questions that will lead you to the right answers. Great leaders are great problem solvers because they're great question askers. In this video series, I'm going to break down our 3-step method we use to solve any problem. It's practical and will save you time. For each step, we'll include the most effective questions you should be asking yourself and your team to solve problems efficiently. Throughout this 3-part video series, we'll run through a business case so you have a real practical example of how to implement our problem-solving method. Coming up. Hi, I'm Mike, a co-founder at Lead with Words. We equip people at top organizations to lead and communicate effectively. And on this channel, we help you increase your influence. Our videos are designed for busy, ambitious professionals. So we like to keep our content bite-sized. In this video, we'll cover step 1, and in 2 future videos, steps 2 and 3. The 3 steps are problem, solution, execution. So we call this the PSE method. Let's get right into step 1, the problem. The first step to solving any problem is to clearly define the right problem to solve. Imagine you're meeting friends for dinner, and you know it's on the 12th floor. You go into the building and realize the elevator's broken. So you take the stairs up to the 12th floor, you're breathing deeply, you're worn out, and as you look out the window, you see the sign for the restaurant where you're meeting your friends. On the building across the street, you realize you're in the wrong building. Well, that's exactly what happens when we solve the wrong problem. We waste time and energy without getting where we really want to go. Here are 3 key questions to ask to clearly define the right problem. Problem question number 1. Is this the most valuable problem to solve right now? This question is about value and timing. You can't solve every problem all at once, so choose the highest value problem, not the biggest or the most urgent or the most important, but rather the one with the highest value. This is your MVP, most valuable problem. Solving which problem will get me the most value? I spend X of resources, time, energy, creativity, and I get a Y return. You'll most likely need to go through all 3 steps of the PSE method to do the math. Part of your value consideration is timing. Is now the right time to solve this problem? Will the cost to solve it or the return on solving it increase or decrease if I wait? It takes discernment to know if a problem is going to just take care of itself, meaning it's not worth pursuing, or if it has the potential to blow up into something more serious, meaning immediate action is needed. Leaders need to be able to solve the right problem at the right time. For example, a company, Widgets Unlimited, has seen a decline in revenues. They calculate that this trend will put them out of business in 12 months. They notice low morale among employees, probably due to recent layoffs of some people who were a big part of the social fabric of the company. They've also seen a number of their key salespeople leave the company in the past few years. Now, all of these are important issues, but they decide the most valuable problem to solve right now is the revenue problem. Why is revenue declining? This brings us to our next question. Problem question number 2. Am I focusing on the root cause or symptoms? Don't treat symptoms. Treat the root cause. Symptoms can only be managed and will come and go. Think of the root cause as the problem of problems. It is the one problem that is causing the most problems. The Pareto principle, also known as the 80-20 rule, applies here, meaning you can often trace the vast majority of your current problems back to one or a few root causes. Addressing the root cause is where you get real long-term value. Okay, back to our example of Widgets Unlimited. Let's try to figure out the root cause of their declining revenue. Remember, they've also had layoffs, low morale, and salespeople turnover. Any of these could be the root cause, or none of them. Finding the root cause means finding the story that makes the most sense. Did low revenues cause layoffs, which caused low morale? Low morale then caused some of the key salespeople to leave, which then led to lower revenues, and on the cycle goes. Maybe. To find the right story, you have to dig deeper and ask more questions. Remember, good leaders ask great questions. After further investigation, looking into historical financial data, feedback from HR and staff, and heart-to-heart conversation with the sales leaders, Widgets Unlimited thinks they have discovered the root cause. They have been using Excel as their CRM, which is incredibly inefficient. Client data and conversations were lost. Key clients went elsewhere, and sales dipped. Because of this, key salespeople left, revenues fell. This caused layoffs, which led to low morale. The story seems to make sense. So that's it? Just buy a ready-made CRM and boom, problem solved? Well, not that fast. On to problem question number 3. Is the scope of this root cause too narrow or too broad? So, you defined the MVP, most valuable problem, and you think you have the root cause of the problem. Now you have to decide the scope of the root cause. If your scope is too wide, you will be spending additional resources to solve the problem. This can be wasteful or even counterproductive. If your scope is too narrow, you miss part of the root cause, and your solution will not be totally effective. Here's what Widgets Unlimited did. They thought buying a new CRM seemed a bit too simple of a solution, that the issue might be a bit more complex. Through further discussion with their salespeople, they discovered using Excel as their CRM was just one part of the root cause. What they uncovered was salespeople were unhappy with how the company treated them. Compensation and benefits weren't competitive anymore compared to other newer companies. They felt there was a lack of communication from the executive team with sales leaders. And they didn't get the recognition they deserved. And to top it off, they had to use a cumbersome, buggy CRM solution. So now they've decided the scope of the root cause. Salespeople are performing poorly and leaving the company due to a lack of competitive compensation, poor communication from the executive team, and lacking the right CRM to get the job done. To succeed in step 1, you need to find the right problem, go deep enough to get to the root cause, and scope the root cause appropriately so you can set yourself up to get the results you want as you move into steps 2 and 3. In our next 2 videos, we will introduce step 2, solution, and step 3, execution, and share the rest of the Widgets Unlimited story. Thanks for watching this video. Make sure you subscribe to catch steps 2 and 3, and we will see you in the next video.